Hello, folks. So, I am starting these videos because in 1 month's time, on the 13th of April, I'm going to do my very first stand-up routine. Now, I've seen stand-up, I've been involved in improv and storytelling for many, many years, but I've never actually done it or even really thought about it. I've had ideas and stuff, but I've never really got them down. So what I thought I'd do is have a month of these daily videos talking about my thoughts as I go from someone who has never had any sort of experience of stand-up or wrote any material down to doing a routine. I have a workshop with the Laughing Horse this Saturday and Sunday, which will hopefully give me an idea of the sort of things I want to do for the routine. But with that, you should go with some ideas, and I do not have any ideas. So I thought I would just talk about a subject and see if there's any material that might come out of that. The dilemma is I am insanely tired, and I'm doing this in the dying embers of the day just to say I've done it, just to tick it off. So I don't really have any subject that I want to discuss. So instead I just thought I'd talk and I'd see if anything organically came out, which it probably won't. When I was thinking about stand-up, I was thinking of the various things that have happened in my life, and I'm not someone whose memory is particularly trustworthy. So an event happens, and I have some crazy events happen, like really, really insane stuff happens to me regularly, but I never really share it with anyone because in the scale of craziness, it doesn't feel that crazy because every day is crazy, right? That's my norm. So be it being lost in London or having something valuable break or meeting someone who I've not seen for years in an unusual circumstance. Like, this stuff happens all the time. And potentially it happens to everyone else as well, I'm not entirely sure. But when I've thought about stand-up, some of the subjects that I've wanted to talk about, even back at university, the big thing I wanted to talk about was clubbing, because I don't like clubbing. And by that, I mean I love clubbing, right? So I love the concept of getting together with a group of your friends who potentially you've spent loads of time with anyway during the day, and going and having loud music and dancing and having an experience that you share together. That is amazing. And I think that's why when you hire a place privately, it's a good experience, right? For like birthday parties or stuff. The problem with clubbing is there's lots of people doing the same thing as you. So all of those people are trying to one-up themselves on this experience. And ultimately what happens is everyone has a horrific time. Nobody enjoys going to the club anymore. And what's crazy about it is you pay entry. So you go to a building whose job it is to play loud music and invite all of these people who want to socialize with their friends who they are with all the time anyway. You don't have to meet new people at the club, and if you do, it's a strange set of circumstances. For instance, there's a group of 10 people all dancing to Kanye West, you can tell I've not been for ages, or Ariana Grande, and then somebody like bops themselves into the group and they start dancing, and it's like you've got this 11th entity now, and you're like, well, I don't even know who you are. You've come into our little circle and nobody invited you. And then they always have like the dullest opening line, or, oh yeah, so what do you all do? Well, we all go to university together. We wake up in the same building. We go and study the same stuff, and then we come out and we party together. Like, we're the ones who should be asking you what you do. Are you a serial killer? Are you on a register of some sort? Like, We're the ones questioning you, mate. You've come in and infiltrated our little group. What's going on there? And I think it's crazy that we are so negative about uninvited people coming to join us. Like, surely as humans, we should embrace any sort of people wanting to be together, right? That's the goal. If Adam and Eve is anything to go by, or just basic survival of the fittest, coming together in all of the terms and working together to be the best version of humanity is what we're trying to achieve. So why is it that we are so against anybody joining our circle? I noticed it in board games as well, because we went to a board game. I hate sneezing. I've been speaking for 6 minutes and already I sneeze. And the problem with posting videos like this is then I have these unedited sneezes where people are going to comment, oh, you didn't wash your hands afterwards, or oh, you should have edited the sneeze out. But also it's like the rawest version of this video. Like, if I stop it to do something like turn the sink on, it's suddenly breaking this flow. And ultimately, I want to enter this state of flow every evening so that eventually something comes out to fill 5 minutes. I mean, 5 minutes is no time at all. Like, I've been speaking over 5 minutes, and as you can tell, I have not worked out what I am going to say in this video. So being on stage for 5 minutes and being expected to entertain people is just madness. Like, I'm not saying I could do a half-hour set now. I could not. But I feel that would be easier. Because even if it was improvised, you'd be able to get the audience on side. 5 minutes, you walk on, and I'm awful at one-liners. So I struggle through some sort of greeting or one-liner, and then I tell one simple story of something that for some reason has comedic quality to it, and then leave and watch other people do the same. Let's be honest, and I do not like saying it in this video, but again, I'm trying to be as truthful as possible. I don't like stand-up comedy. Okay, and this is going to be a series of videos over the next few weeks talking about my discoveries and thoughts about stand-up. So, stage one, I do not like it. And I don't like it for all the reasons I like improv. Because with improv, it is you with a partner or a group of people, or potentially on your own, but that's kind of different. Living in a world that isn't real, being supported by your peers. And the audience can see that this world isn't real, but they accept it. And that everyone just being blind to the fact that you aren't really chopping carrots or holding a knife, that is all fake, is just gorgeous art. But being on stage with a microphone and being very raw and just sharing stories is the antithesis, which is definitely the wrong word, of improv. Because it's you. You don't need that audience. Of course you need the audience, because otherwise what you're saying isn't funny. But you could do the same set and hit the same punchlines at the same timing without an audience. You can't do that with improv. So I guess that's something that I will need to dissect and work out over the next few weeks. Because I know I don't work well without an audience because of all the improv stuff. So that idea that I'll have to sit in front of a computer and think of an idea and write down some funniest from it is not something I'm used to. In my head, the way I'd like to do stand-up, and the way that I might one day, is to walk on stage and say, can somebody give me a subject? And then they will say, banana. And then I will be expected to tell a series of jokes or stories or anecdotes about banana for my 5-minute set. And already I can tell that is a horrific idea because I've got nothing about bananas. Immediately I think of Doctor Who and that they're a good source of potassium, and I eat them all the time. And I find it crazy how quickly a banana goes black. Like, you buy a banana and you put it in your fruit bowl and it's happy and it's loving life. And then you wake up the next day and it's like it has died 10 years ago. It is just completely churned. There's like this sort of corpse of iron giving material. And not only that, but it spreads, right? So you can put one of these corpse, horrible, black, char-grilled bananas in a pot with a bunch of healthy, happy, bubbly little, oh, I'm a yellow banana, and then the green banana walks in. It's like, hey, nobody's going to touch me. I'm a green banana. I'm going to sit here looking at you all, knowing that you're all going to go black before I do. Yeah, I'm a green banana. And then the next day, they're all black. Because you've put one contaminated banana in with the others. There's no other foodstuff I find quite as powerful in its corruption as bananas. And I think a bad egg is the only analogy here, and I've never really thought if eggs go bad, right? They're in a shell, they're protected. You put an egg either in a box or in the fridge, and you use it. What is a bad egg? Eggs smell bad, I accept that. Eggs do start to smell bad at some point. But that analogy of a bad egg, where does that come from? I have thoroughly rambled now, and I do not want to post this, and for that reason I will be posting it. Please do not watch these videos. They are genuinely me just talking about subjects in the vain hope that there will be something that I can grasp the comedy from. I even hate the concept of comedy, right? Like, what is it about a subject that makes people laugh? Is it the fact it's relatable? Because why do we laugh at that? Oh yeah, you also crossed the road. Isn't that interesting? I once crossed the road and I nearly got hit by a bike, but I didn't get hit by a bike. Ha ha ha, I agree with your story. Oh God, I'm tired. Yeah, so I apologise about the rambling. I apologise about the sneezing. I apologise that I look a wreck. But I do not apologise for the fact that I will be trying to do this every day. And honestly, I do not want you to watch it. But if you've got this far, please continue this journey with me. And hopefully you will see me go from this level of what to a level where I'm comfortable talking 5 minutes about a chosen subject in an artistic and slick way. How? I do not know. And if you have any tips about stand-up comedy, or you know what the phrase bad egg means or the origin of it is, please let me know. I'm going to stop talking now because I have so much I need to do. It's Mother's Day Sunday. Jeez. I can't tell you how busy my March is. Like, every day I feel like there's something in the calendar and I'm like, that needs a lot of prep. But because I'm constantly doing the things that need the prep, I'm never doing the prep. So I just wake up and I'm like, geez, that's a thing that I haven't planned for. But I've known about it for ages. Right, so Mother's Day. Make sure to buy your mum's, if you're fortunate enough to still have one, something decent for Sunday. I'm doing stand-up Saturday and Sunday. And then the Thon, which is this big, powerful shadow like beast that's really exciting, but it's just looming. And then once the improvathon's over, I don't want it to be over, but once that's over, I can then really knuckle down on this stand-up stuff. Oh God, what have I agreed to?